Hey lads and lasses, Morten Ostad here. Welcome to my channel. Today is Pulp Day. Yes. 31 years ago, I was living in the center of Oslo, and 1994, around probably my birthday. So I think this album had been out for about a month, and I went to a record store in a street not far from where I was living at the time, here in Oslo. Which I can't remember. I think it was called Amadeus, actually. And I went in there, and it was in Bogstadveien in Oslo. And I remember buying a couple of records on that day, and was one of them Blur? Not sure, but I took a chance on a rather odd-looking album, and I don't think that I knew Pulp at the time. Sometimes, up through the years, and more so now, I suppose, I grab and buy stuff either by the cover. You know, after a while, you become accustomed to a certain type of album cover, probably meaning something in particular, and appealing to you and giving you the confidence to buy it even though you haven't heard it. And now, of course, with the vinyl commuter and everything, I buy records without knowing it, because I trust the guy making the video. By the way, I kind of wore this as a sort of a thing, and I thought, because it kind of looks like an old Sheffield United. Of course, this is Stoke, but then I thought, no, I'm probably going to end up having to explain that. So just that's getting that out of the way, all right? So yeah, this is the one I bought. Well, not this copy, because when this deluxe edition came out in 2006, I think. Yeah. I replaced my old CD with this. I'm pretty sure I think one of the rare occasions once in a while where I've traded in CDs because I've gotten upgraded stuff like this, and I just adored them right away. And Joyriders and Acrylic Afternoons. Have you seen her lately? Babies. She's a lady. Do you remember the first time? And I remember I was probably one of, I probably thought I was unique, but I was one of those annoying people when people said, so do you like Blur or do you like Oasis? And I would look at them and I would go, I like Pulp. So yeah, although I do like Blur more than Oasis, but that's besides the point. These people from Sheffield, Jarvis Cocker, started the band in 1978, and the first part of their career, which then of course spans 16 years, with some releases, none of which I have. For me, this is the start of Pulp. I am aware that I should have gotten earlier stuff. I kind of have, but I never really. I think I remember those cash-in CDs that came out. They were. I became aware that they were like compilations, and usually back in the day, I didn't buy a lot of compilations from bands. I wanted to buy the proper albums, so I never got around to it. But yeah, I should now. What with all the other money I spend on music, so love this. Then a couple of years pass. Of course, we come to 1996, and I was then living in Denmark when this beauty came out. Different class. Again, this is a replacement in part because I lost my copy of this on CD was a double CD, and I lost disc 2 when I was at film college. We had various common rooms, and you'd leave your CDs around, and you got home after finishing school and discovered that some of the CDs you thought were in the cases weren't. So, yeah, this is the one that I still haven't gotten around to get on vinyl. Bad Morten for not doing that. And then this came out, of course. again, a fascinating album. This is hardcore. Was I think a lot of people did not enjoy this. I think I did, but it sort of comes and goes. Suddenly I'll listen to it quite a few times, and then again, I probably don't grab it as often. But after I got it on vinyl, I've been playing this quite a bit over the past year, almost year or so. And then various things sort of happened with Pulp. Jarvis did a few strange things. I don't know if things were not going well within the band or whatever. But this came out, and I bought this in the UK when I was visiting friends 24 years ago. And the critics really loved this. And I don't know if it sold very well. I think, like many other bands at the time who had made it big in the the first half to mid 90s under the so-called Britpop moniker, they were suffering from times moving on and so on, I guess. But We Love Life is an excellent album, and I really ought to listen to it. I guess now I will. And then they first broke away from their record company, Island, yeah? Yeah, Island. And we got a compilation the year after We Love Life with one new song on it. Like Wikipedia says, unsure if this is something they had any input with, signed the dotted line on, or if this was a contractual obligation album, like the very well-known Monty Python record, Contractual Obligation album. But yeah, they broke up. And the world was poorer for it. Jarvis, I did sort of try to keep up a little bit with what he was up to. I got this, and I also got this, two of his solo albums. Apart from that Michael Jackson thing, while Pulp was still around, and him popping up in Harry Potter, performing something. I didn't really keep up with, but I know that they reformed in 2011 through to 2013, but that was more of a strictly touring affair. And then apparently some Instagram things or cryptic messages started popping up around 2022, and after a while it was known that they would be touring, getting back together and touring in 2023, and then all of a sudden we were told that they had indeed recorded a new album. But before I get to that, just showing you quickly my so far not massive Pulp vinyl collection. We got Pulp Intro, the Gift recordings. This is a Record Store Day 2024 release, and yeah, love the cover. So this is a Giss. This album comprises the 3 singles released by Pulp on Sheffield's Gift Records during 92 and 93. So yeah, it is intended as an introduction for the group for those who may have missed these songs first times around. So yeah, and I think Razzmatazz was their first. Was it their first ever charting single? Coming in at like number 101 or something, before they, of course, broke through with His and Hers. And then last year, I've gotten 2. I haven't gotten the most important one, I guess. Well, not most important. What am I saying? Most important? They're all important. I mean, I haven't gotten different class yet because it tends to be sort of pricey on my own. But I got this. Which is, I'm very happy to have this. but what was it? David Atkins, was it? Who showed that he actually managed to hunt down a, was it a 26? This is 2019 reissue, a 2016 reissue, where the whole album is on one disc, and that would have been slightly less annoying, I suppose. Doesn't diminish how good the album is, though. And then last fall, in a very nice sale over at Big Dipper here in Oslo, I got This Is Hardcore. But that's not what we came for. We came for the brand new album called More, which was released today. And here it is on CD. And they're on Rough Trade now. 11 songs recorded in November 2024 by James Ford, I assume, produced by. So let's have a look at this, shall we? I didn't see any other editions on CD. I think there are several, well, 3 versions that I've seen so far on vinyl, and I think I'll show the vinyl first. Yeah, I tricked you guys. There's the vinyl there, and this is pressed on limited edition Blue Sky Thinking vinyl. Blue Sky Thinking vinyl. There were no price difference, but I think maybe the dark green one is a slightly more limited than this. But I mean, look at all the nice blue there, and not blue, but not green. So I didn't see. I love blue. The color blue is my favorite color, so I went for that. So. Yeah, I'll. Can you tell I'm excited? I am very excited. First new Pulp record in 24 years. Oh my god. Yeah. I bought that previous album, the CD. I think I bought it in. It was either in Peterborough visiting friends, or we were travelling up towards King's Lynn and stopping. Might have been stopping in Kettering or something like that. So, but it was an HMV anyway. So there we are, without the shrink wrap, and I'm guessing they're not really there. Let's see. So we have a nice sort of booklet here with the band and words, which it says there, words. And the titles of the tracks are Spike Island, Tina, Grown Ups, Slow Jam, Farmers Market, My Sex, Got to Have Love, Background Noise, Partial Eclipse, The Hymn of the North, The Hymn of the North, A Sunset. Let's look at the vinyl. So there's the inner sleeve. With some additional photographs. This record is dedicated to Steve Mackey. Lyrics by Jarvis Cocker and music by Pulp. And let's look at the vinyl. Ah, yes. Very pretty. There we go. I mean, I'm not that big a fan of the color green, so it was a fairly obvious choice for me. So let's have just a quick look at the CD as well. There are some bands where I will try, even though I've skipped it on a couple of releases lately. But I will try to buy the CD as well, even though I've sort of become a vinyl fanatic. But when I have the whole collection on CD, I will try and stick with that and not break that up and then add vinyl later on, or as in this case at the same time. There we are. Anything different? Well, this was the inner sleeve, I suppose, and the booklet. We have the lyrics spread over more easy to digest pages, and finally the CD itself, which looks exactly like the label on the vinyl. Well, apart from the fact that there's no track listing on it. So you guys, did you go out and get the new Pulp album yet? What are you waiting for? What did you think of it? Have you listened to it yet? If you have, please leave a comment about that. I'm curious to hear what you guys think of it. I will now, of course, have to dive into this and listen to it properly. And, I have not listened to anything of this new stuff at all so far. Of course, videos and tracks have popped up on my YouTube and my Spotify and so on and so forth, singles, but I have avoided this entirely. I want to listen to this from the start, track one till the end, without any of the tracks having been played a lot before. I tend to do that a lot with bands that I really love, where I savor the listening experience until that first time I either shove the CD into the player, or I put the stylus down, the needle down on the wax there, as we say. And I'm back. So Friday has passed into Sunday, and I have been living with this album for a couple of days now, and I thought I would try and convey a little bit of what I think. I have not been listening to any other records these past couple of days. I haven't been stuck inside listening to this album for 2 days. I've been out and about yesterday. I went and saw the new Wes Anderson film, The Phoenician, something or other, which I did enjoy. But I'm also currently having fairly substantial toothache, or the surrounding area. Among the things that I'm living with is the old dental disease thing, and so I have been, maybe my mood has been somewhat infected by that, but yeah, I've been trying to listen to this album quite continuously because, first of all, this sounds like Pulp. It really does sound like Pulp, and I'm very happy to have some new Pulp music in my life. If I flinch a little bit, by the way, each time I hit that back molar, I get a sharp pain. Yes, I have ordered or made arrangements for a trip to the dentist to pull some teeth, I expect. So again, sorry if I seem a little bit distracted at times. I'm not a reviewer. I'd like to be, but I'm not very good at picking out points in the music and then conveying them into something that'll sound either fair or profound without sounding like either being very critical or maybe an ass kisser. Yes, I am happy to have a new Pulp album, and no, I'm not overly negative, but I'm also not overly happy about it so far. One of the reasons I've been listening to it over and over again is it doesn't immediately grab me. It immediately grabs me to hear Jarvis, and also this is so well played, and it sounds wonderful. But there are very few that I've been able to latch on in my current mood anyway, moments that breaks the feeling of it being a little overall samey and hard to find those particular moments. So you have to have your listening hat on. You have to turn on that part of your brain that starts listening to the stories being told in the music, and by that I mean what Jarvis is singing and the lyrics. And I don't necessarily think that was the case before. Maybe this is in some ways a bit more reminiscent of hardcore, but not as hardcore. It is lighter, but it's also somewhat subdued. It's an elderly Pulp we're dealing with, and like I said, listening to the lyrics, it becomes more interesting, because this is more of a slow march than a get up and dance kind of album. But it is growing on me. and I would normally have gotten this video out the same day I got the album, because I want people to see this, and I want people to see it while it's fresh and they haven't heard a lot of other people's points and reviews. I felt I did that quite well on my Cure review. But like I said, I try to avoid reviews because I don't think I necessarily convey my opinions or reviews very well. And I'm not a journalist. But all in all, I'm very happy to have this, and very glad Pulp are back in our lives with not just being a touring band or a sideshow attraction. So if I was going to do between 1 and 10, and 10 being best, I think I would go for a 6.5 or a 7, probably a 7, because I have latched onto 2 tracks, and hopefully I will be able to play a little bit from those. They are Grown Ups, and they are My Sex.
My sex leads nothing to the imagination. My sex shaded recreation. My sex is out of its mind, one of a kind, and ill-defined. My sex is neither here nor there. It's neither him nor her. It's an out-of-body experience. My sex don't make no sense.
I even found the lyrics funny, being also, a grown-up. So yeah, that's what I thought about the new Pulp album. More.
Spent all